Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Britton. This is kind of my new channel. This is a rebranding of me. This is a new journey for me, so bear with me for setting up this YouTube channel and working with my camera equipment, which I have not touched in years. This camera's been through a lot, and like when I was younger I literally took this sandboarding with me in the desert. You should not take a nice camera sandboarding, just so you guys know. Yeah, so today we are talking all about resolutions and why I'm not doing them this year. And I know that that may kind of seem a little negative. I'm gonna explain it all to you. That is what this video is about. As per Google, what a resolution is, it is basically a firm decision to either do or not to do something. So this could be like either you're firmly deciding to not spend as much money this year, or you're firmly deciding to try and, stop eating out as much or something, or you're firmly deciding to try and go to church more, you're firmly deciding to try and put yourself out there more. Like whatever it may be, it's like a firm decision to do or not to do something. There's not anything in that text that specifies when you need to do them, right? So that's what I'm going to pinpoint today. That's what I'm going to pick apart today, and that's why I'm not doing resolutions, like yearly resolutions, because I feel like just, as a society we have gotten accustomed to dedicating like every year, we're gonna overwhelm ourselves with so many like goals and so many resolutions to try and hit, and it's just like we are putting too much on ourselves to try and accomplish in that 1 year time. And honestly, like a year at first seems like a long time, but then you get to the end of the year and you realize, where did it go, right? Like you have no idea where it went. So we're just not gonna focus on that time frame, and I'm doing something different. So I'm not trying to stress myself out this year. This year I'm focusing on myself and really accomplishing those goals. Like my main goal for this year, and I think your main goal for this year, should be actually accomplishing those goals and setting up a system that works for you. What I'm doing, instead of doing the yearly resolutions of I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to try this, I want to try and stop this, like I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do my brain dump of ideas of things that I want to do this year, and then I'm gonna organize it. And how you organize it is honestly the secret to success this year. It's the secret to actually accomplishing those goals and finally being able to do those resolutions. So the secret, which is not really a secret, it's honestly just something that I hope I can bring to your attention that maybe you've thought of before, and maybe you've kind of been doing it a little bit. Maybe you've been trying to develop this strategy into your life to actually be able to accomplish your goals. Maybe you've been starting to come up with a strategy. I'm hoping that this can maybe just help your mind, click, help your light bulb go off. Do monthly real resolutions, weekly goals. Monthly resolutions, weekly goals for the girlies in the back, okay? So like this is gonna change your life. Monthly resolutions of things that you really want to change, of like things you're gonna stop doing or start doing, and like firmly decide that. And then weekly goals, okay? Because sometimes we get a little bit confused between what resolutions are and what goals are, because they're a little bit different. And you can toss the term goal around, you can use a different term of like to-do list as well, but like goals and resolutions are different. They're very different. So goals are like short-term tasks, things that you need to get done, things that are maybe more of a hobby thing, something like that. Whereas like, as I said before, a resolution is a firm decision to either stop or start doing. So this is like a life choice, this is a life change, this is like an environment change. It's something that's like a bigger and more long-term change. It's so hard to try and implement like yearly resolutions because because that's a long time when you start your year out. Like, you're gonna get busy, you're gonna get distracted, things are gonna come, things are gonna happen, like your car might break down, you might get evicted from your apartment. Like, I really hope that doesn't happen for you, but you never know. Like, things happen in life, and it's rough out here, especially right now. So I hear you, I know that it's hard, and that's why I'm saying that this is a really great method, and you can use this for anything. You can use this for relationship goals and resolutions. You can use this for your own mental health and your well-being, your physical being. So what you're gonna do instead is you're gonna sit down every month. It doesn't have to be the first of the month, just whenever you notice, oh hey, it's a new month, oh my gosh, and you have the time to sit down and journal about it. Like, or even if you don't journal, just sit down and kind of recollect yourself and realize, what do I want to do this month, or what are my goals this month? I think implementing that first into your routine is very important. Just set aside a time every month, maybe put it in your calendar, just dedicate a time that month to sitting down and reflecting and realizing what do you want to do that month? What are your main goals? What are your main things you want to change and work on? What do you want to do? And that's important to decipher between those two things as well. Like, it's so important to decipher what do you want to accomplish in like materialistic, and what do you want to accomplish in yourself. What do you want to work on, and what do you want to implement? Like, those, deciphering between those things and just looking at that, those could be really good prompts for you. This month I'm gonna really focus on, this is my top priority to something I really want to change. Like, for me, I really am trying to eat more. I'm really trying to eat more healthy. I'm really focusing on nutrition this month, but I'm also focusing on my relationship. And something that's a little bit personal to share with you is I'm focusing on intimacy in my relationship and implementing that more, have more quality time, and not just in my relationship but my relationships. Like, that's something I'm really dedicating this month to, and asking more personal questions, being a more active listener, and just, these are some small goals I have for myself, but these are resolutions because I'm not a great listener. All over the place sometimes when I'm thinking, and I can just go, like, my mind is just all over the place. Like, it goes from thought to thought, and so I can be kind of a bad listener sometimes, and I know that that's not great for relationships, so it's something that I'm going to be working on this month specifically. So that is a goal I've dedicated to this month, and now I'm going to show you how to go about it. So we're going to take that example and we're going to build off of that in a mind map. And this is not going to look very pretty, okay, but bear with me. Intimacy. Okay, so this is the main goal for this month, and so how we're gonna bridge off of that goal is I'm going to say, call my friends more. All right, so that's one way I'm going to increase intimacy in my life. More family time. That's another really great way to increase intimacy in my life. Alright, so the next one is no screen times with people. This one I feel like is really important to implement in your life because we can get really distracted by just watching TV while we're hanging out and just like sitting on our phones and stuff. So I'm going to really be working on like not being on my phone when I'm hanging out with people and just actually talking to them and actually like listening to them too, because that's one thing I'm working on. Hey. Alright, the next one is alone date night. So this is one that I can do with myself, or you could, you know, be specifying for just with your lovers, spending time alone and dedicating like time together. But this one is for me because I feel like it's really important to increase intimacy in your life with others. You also have to increase it with yourself. So I feel like spending time alone for me will increase self-love, and it just makes me feel accomplished and like I can, you know, hang out with myself too, and that I can always rely on myself. I feel like this is a really important one for everybody to implement into their monthly goals, maybe every month trying to do this. This is what I'm working on all year, just slowing down and appreciating things more. Something that I have been doing for a couple years now is doing daily gratitude journaling, which really helps me to slow down and just appreciate everything around me and just see like how many beautiful things happen in your daily life that you don't realize when we are so busy and we jam-pack everything into like one time and just overwhelm ourselves. It's really just like finding those prioritized resolutions and then building goals off of those resolutions. But let's get into, how do you balance this all out? How do you deal with your other goals? How do you balance it to be able to implement those resolutions and resolution-based goals into your daily life? So I know that it is hard, as I've said. I know that money is a stressor, constantly work is a stressor, constantly relationships are stressful. Hopefully not constantly, but you know what I mean. Like, it's always a battle trying to balance like your mind and your body and your health and your life, you know, like that's the biggest struggle. And what are resolutions? Resolutions are basically something to combat these things, right? Like it's something, it's kind of a temporary solution that we come up with. It's like, okay, finally I have this time, finally, like it's a new year, like I have more time. It's almost like we see the new year as more time, but in reality time doesn't stop. Okay, we do. Time is continuous and it's always going. So it's just like, balance your time. That is the biggest thing, is to figure out how to balance your time and budget your time. Okay, I'm gonna spend 10 minutes on this because it's not as important to me, but I'm gonna spend 20 minutes on this today because it is important to me, you know? So let's say, just for example, that I want to exercise, be healthier. I totally spelled exercise wrong too. Oh my god, I'm so tired right now. Okay, so say we want to exercise, say we want to be healthier, say we want to save more. Okay, these are typical resolutions, right? These are typical things that we see. So what that turns into is exercising becomes implementing a workout routine. So maybe something you need to work on is like, maybe just figuring out a schedule that works for you. Like maybe, okay, so this is gonna be my arm day. I'm gonna do a couple like arm workouts to just get me going, or maybe I'm gonna do like yoga this morning just to implement kind of an exercise routine or some kind of movement or flow. Like it could be whatever, but do you see how like exercise can turn into some other goal, right? This could also be like going for a walk, more walks. That could be another thing. That could be a part of healthier as well. That could be part of your goals for being healthier. And then with that, being healthier, you could also make goals for daily yoga. Or maybe you're gonna challenge yourself to, maybe you have a goal of, instead of eating out, if that's your issue, if you want to become healthier in that aspect, then you're gonna have a goal of only one day eating out a week or something like that. And then to save more, like that could also be a part of that. Or it could be like less electronics, like that. Yeah, that could be a part of like saving money, and it could be a part of being healthier. Like one for the month. So January resolution is going to be to eat healthier. Okay, that's kind of what I'm working on right now, so I figured it'd be good to start out with. And then basically that's your resolution, right? But with that resolution, you also need to make goals. So I made 3 goals. I feel like that's a good place to start. And then with those goals, you have solutions, right? Or ways to reach those goals. Give yourself opportunities to reach those goals, right? Because you kind of have to make your own opportunities sometimes. So I have eat healthier, and then I have veggies with every meal. So with that, I am going to be trying to meal plan more. And then this also goes ahead, it kind of coincides with the second one of eating more protein. That's also part of meal planning. I'm trying to implement more protein and more just more nutrition into my diet, so that's part of meal planning. And see, you can knock 2 birds with oh my god, can you tell it's been a long day? You can knock 2 birds out with 1 stone, because they can be solved with the same solution in my situation here, obviously. Less processed food, personally, just something I'm working on. So that could be cooking more. This can also be a part of that meal planning. With meal planning more, I'm cooking more. It's more homemade food, so it's a lot healthier. It's less processed food. So that's literally it. Like, if you have all of these pieces and if you just break it apart, that is how you reach your goals. All right, here's another one that I really wanted to go over super quick because I feel like it's really, really good. So this is, I just put February. Say you did your January resolutions and now it's February time. So February resolution is going to be starting out with exercising more, okay? Say that's one that you pulled from that pool of tons of different ideas and you just really feel like exercising more is important for this month. Maybe you had a lot of chocolate because of Valentine's Day or something. I don't know. But say you want to exercise more. So then developing a workout plan, you have waking up earlier, and then I put time management. So when I saw that I put time management, I kind of had a click in my head that that could actually be my resolution. Instead of trying to force myself to exercise more, I'm going to erase that. And that's going to become one of my goals. Time management. And if I focus on that first, and if I make goals related to like working towards time management and make solutions for myself, that's going to help me to work out more. So let me show you. Alright, so if we want to do time management, I changed my goals a little bit to match it, and I still kept the wake up earlier because if you're waking up earlier, it gives you more time in the day. And like, for me, I'm always currently, because my classes are later, unlike they were before, I've been kind of just sleeping in much later and starting my day a lot later, and then I get behind on stuff. So waking up earlier could help me prepare for the day. I can make sure I'm getting breakfast in early enough so that I can also get a lunch in. I'm making sure that I can work out before I have to go to do anything. So that's a really good one. And then I also put, so like to do that, you might need an alarm to start out with, and then also like just looking at your environment, make sure your bedtime ritual is good, make sure you're not eating super sweet foods and junky foods before bed, and just those basic things. And then I also have planning on Sundays, so this kind of goes together with the next one of checking my planner every day. So I'll need a reminder for that probably because I'm not thinking of it. And planning on Sundays, I typically dedicate a day to in my planner. So if I just set a reminder to check my planner, then I'll make sure to realize that I'm supposed to be planning on Sundays. Alright, so I'm just going to go over quickly what we covered in this video. So first we talked about what resolutions are versus goals and how they're different. And then we talked a little bit about why I don't do resolutions and why I feel it's better to do a different method instead of overwhelming yourself with so many resolutions, and why it's not actually really great for you to do that. And then we talked about how to go about mind mapping your goals and your resolutions that you might write down. And then we talked about my strategy, my secret to actually being able to meet those goals, and what the best method is in my horrible lighted whiteboard. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and welcome. This is the end of the video. You made it. So I thank you so much for even just clicking on this video, even if you didn't make it here and I'm just talking to myself now. Thank you. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and you have a great rest of your day. Bye. And keep those goals, guys. You can do it. You can do your goals. I promise. They are not unreachable. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it.